The home gym world really seems to embrace the ideology that rising tides raise all ships. It's been incredible, some of the collaborations we've seen, especially in the last year. But perhaps one of the very first ones to kick things off with a big bang was the collaboration between Rep Fitness and Kleva Built. Like we said in our Best Cable Attachments of 2025 video, this is not happenstance. This is a very intentional strategy from Rep to bring you boutique, handcrafted items and make them more widely available, more affordable, and sometimes even a little bit more robust. Rep has knocked it out of the park with companies like Kleva Built and Pepin with their dumbbell series. And this is only bringing great things to the home gym community. Smaller companies like Kleva Built may struggle with getting volume in, pricing in, or just being able to get orders out the door quick enough for the customers who want to buy their products so much that they sell out every single time they release a pre-order. So in comes Big Brother Rep with their enormous manufacturing supply chains and incredible process optimizations. So today we're taking a closer look at the Rep and Kleva Built line of cable attachments and doing a review of exactly what the experience has been like working with them and whether or not they're worth the purchase for your home gym. These puppies do not come at a small price tag. So is this going to be a lifetime purchase that you're going to be happy with, or lead to instant knurled regret as soon as they cross the threshold of your gym? I'm BJ from the Iron Clinic, and this struggling family of 7. 1, 2, 3. I'm BJ from the Iron Clinic, and this knurled family of 6 are the Rep and Kleva Built landmine and cable attachments. So let's dive into what exactly these are. And I mean like literally what these things are made out of, because you're paying a premium penny for these things. And are they really worth that? Well, yes. I mean, they have been engineered in a way to give you as much versatility as possible for your purchase, but not just engineered in a way to be versatile, but also lightweight. These things look big and beefy, and they are, but they are surprisingly lightweight too. Chiefly made of aluminum, these things will surprise you with just how lightweight they are. That aluminum is a huge deal. Makes these things incredibly easy to handle, but also very durable and resilient in your home gym settings. But don't let the lightweight fool you. This is not a cheap aftermarket attachment. The aluminum is clean and aesthetic, and the presentation that Rep and Kleva Built have put together here is absolutely pristine. You're getting all the benefits of high-end gear here in an aluminum, affordable package. But that doesn't mean the entire thing is aluminum. We've got stainless steel and UHMW where it matters. On our landmine attachments, we've got UHMW around both sides of the holes here to protect your barbells and make sure that they don't get scuffed up or scratched up. And the same goes for your weight plates as they bang up against these. And on our hooks here, we've got some good old-fashioned steel. Nice, thick, durable. This stuff is gonna last. And on the big boy, the Atlas Multi-Grip, we've got some beautiful indexed holes here to give you not only 3 grips on every side, but 2 additional ones that you can move in or out just a little bit further to truly customize this experience. This guy is a beast, and a really, really impressive one at that. Now, every single one of these comes with an additional customization option, and you're gonna have to make this choice before you go to checkout. By the way, if you go buy these, make sure you use code IRONCLINIC at checkout. It helps support the channel. When you go to the product page for these, you're gonna have to choose between 2 different knurling options. You've got their Colorado medium knurling option, which is gonna be that middle ground for just about everybody who wants to get these attachments. And then you've got the Black Diamond aggressive knurling for those of you who really know that you wanna tear your paw pads up. Or you've just got years of calluses on your hands like mine, and they are impermeable, just like your heart and soul. The 2 knurling options here are gonna give everybody an option that's gonna work well for them. The aggressive knurling is really gonna give you a lot to hold on to, and it's gonna be something that's gonna make sure that you're not slipping no matter how sweaty or aggressive those lifts get. But the Colorado knurling, it's nothing to write off. It's not wimpy, it's not just like printed on there like some of the lower end equipment that we've seen from time to time. This is real knurling. It's gonna do you a really good job, and it's gonna make sure that anybody who comes into your gym is gonna be able to use this equipment without having to struggle or worry about whether or not that knurling is gonna tear them up. So if it's me, I'm going with that Colorado knurling. I love my aggressive knurling. I've got a Texas deadlift bar that will tear anything apart. But for things like my rows, my tricep work, landmine work, I don't know, I feel like the medium knurling is gonna be just fine, because when I wanna take these things to true failure and make sure that my grip isn't the failing point, I'm just gonna grab my grips, let my back do all the work, and hit that hypertrophy goal that I'm chasing. So let's talk about each of these attachments and what makes each one of them a little bit special and unique. We've already been showing you the Atlas Multi-Grip, so let's start there. This really is the creme de la creme, the most versatile attachment out of this entire package. In my opinion, it's probably the single best option for most of you watching this right now. It's going to give you the ability to do just about any kind of pulling movement you could imagine on your back days. Again, we've got our landmine hole here, and we've also got our cable attachment hole as well. It makes this piece incredibly useful, and the multi-grip options here are going to give you endless possibilities for how you can execute those workouts. Now, as we've already said, this thing looks like it would be heavy, but it is surprisingly lightweight. Truly, it's one of those things that when you pick it up for the first time, you're gonna go, how did they do that? This is like black magic. The nice thing about it being lightweight too is that when it's on that cable stack, let's say you let all that weight go and you set it to the lowest setting you can go to, 10 pounds, this thing's not going anywhere. It only weighs just about 9 pounds, so it's not even gonna move the weight stack when you have to adjust that weight. That's freaking awesome. I can't tell you how many times I've hit my head on attachments, falling on my head when I go to change the weight stacks. Now, it's not going to drop when the weight comes down, but it does hang low. This is a pretty wide attachment, wider than most. And with that width just comes some decreased range of motion overall. You can obviously adjust for where you need to be to get the range of motion you need, but the word of caution here is just to watch the top of your head. Again, I've hit my head way too many times on attachments like this. I find myself just ducking everywhere I go in my gym. Now, you've got all these different grip widths here, which again is going to give you a lot of variety in how you do these workouts. You could do your close grip, your medium grip, and your ultra wide grips, but you've also, as we've said, got those indexed holes. This is really simple. You're just going to grab an Allen wrench and put it into 1, 2, or 3. Doesn't matter which one you want. You can play around with those settings, and it's actually really simple and fast to change. Now, I will say this thing is not perfect in my opinion. There are no angled handles on this, and the handles themselves do not rotate in any capacity. They don't rotate in or out or in any direction whatsoever to give your hands a different angle. Lastly, I'm just gonna say this one because this actually bothered me from the moment I took it out of the box. Rep, the stickers, they feel kind of cheap. They haven't gone anywhere, they haven't fallen off, they haven't started to peel away even with as much humidity as this gym gets. But I would love to see some engraved or laser etched logos. It would shave a couple ounces off of this already lightweight thing, but also just make it look that much more premium. So again, if you're gonna buy one attachment out of all of this, this is your guy. And why is that? Well, little brother here is actually the exact same grip width as big brother. The close grip handles are an awesome alternative if you don't want that big, bulky Atlas multi-grip attachment. They're gonna give you all the benefit that you're gonna get with close grip rows for both your landmine work and your cable accessory work. But you've got one fixed grip. That's it. It's just gonna limit a little bit of the versatility you get out of this, but that doesn't diminish what this attachment can bring for you. It's smaller, it's even more lightweight, and it's going to be great for a lot of your gyms that are limited on space and perhaps even limited on what you're able to do from a pulling and rowing perspective. Now, as we said, there's massive overlap with the Atlas in that grip width. I mean, literally, this is exactly the close grip width on the Atlas multi-grip. However, Rep also makes an angled version of this guy. So if you heard me talk about the Atlas multi-grip and you're like, BJ, there's no way I'm buying that thing if there's not an angled grip. Well, sister, I've got something for you. It's not possible on the Atlas multi-grip, but it is possible with this close grip alternative. So if you want that angled grip for your rows, go check that guy out. And remember, pick which knurling you want because it's possible on this guy too. The honest truth here is if I'm looking at all these attachments and ranking them, this is the last one I'm buying because again, that Atlas multi-grip can do everything this does and more. Now, it's not just pulling movements that we've got with these things. We've also got some incredible tricep pushdown attachments here too. The pushdown attachment is nice. It's the exact same handles you saw on those Atlas multi-grips, and it has this beautiful little swivel right here at the top. This makes doing tricep pushdowns a breeze, and I love the close grip nature of this. I loved the fixed handles. The little balls at the end make sure that your grip's not gonna be slipping off there and just really adds a little bit more stability too. Now, it gives a really good firm grip platform for those tricep pushdowns, but me personally, and this is just my opinion, I don't love doing dual hand pushdowns with a closer grip like this all the time. Truthfully, I like it to be even closer if I'm coming in for a close grip. You saw me talk about the tricep bullets in the cable attachments video. Or I want to be really wide with something like a tricep rope that I can really almost wrap around my body to get a great tricep flexion. This attachment though feels fantastic, and again, it's very stable, very firm, and it really allows you to push into that movement with all the force you need to hit your hypertrophy goals. I like this. I'd love to see a more shallow version of it, something with a little bit less of an angle that perhaps we could also use for some curling movements. But of course you could spin this around and get a decent bicep pump out of it too. It's not gonna fail you there. A little bit different of an angle than perhaps most of you are used to, but there is some additional versatility to be had out of this attachment. Now, if dual-handed work is not your style, They make a single hand version too. The ISO pushdown attachments are fantastic, and they come in a 2-pack. I have yet to find a moment where I need both of them at the exact same time, to be totally honest. But if you've got lat pull down attachments that allow you to hook up multiple things at once on either end, you could hook up both of those there and do some really good tricep pushdowns. So really, you could do dual-handed movements just like you could with the previous attachment, but you're getting the added benefit of being able to do single-hand movements too. Tricep pushdowns, hammer curls, rear delt flies, even cable flies. There's a lot that you can do with ISO handles like this. Now, unfortunately, we've got no swiveling head here at the top. It's kind of a downgrade in my opinion, but that's okay. You can go buy swiveling carabiners or even go buy some marine grade loops. These things are fantastic. I've been using both of them all over my gym for the last couple of months, and they've really added a lot of ease to a lot of these cable movements and giving them some additional flexibility and movement as I use them. Additionally, those nylon loops are just really good at maintaining the equipment in your gym. They're gonna make sure that metal on metal contact isn't wearing things down. So I'm gonna put a link down in the description for those. They are tough to get, people. If you see them available on Amazon, grab some for yourself. Now, I'd love to see a swivel head here, but I'd also love to see perhaps a version with a flared bottom. The ball makes perfect sense. It works just as well as a flared bottom, and it's not gonna allow that grip to slip no matter what you're doing. But some additional customization would be kind of cool. These things can be 3D printed for super cheap, and they screw right off. You could screw this thing right off, and I'm sure your friend with a 3D printer could make you something like this in a different color, different style, or even a knurled ball. And I've taken that thing off there a couple times now. You're not gonna ruin the threads in there. Just be careful slipping that thing on. Don't over torque it and don't bend it all over the place when you're taking it off. And we talked a bunch about these cable attachments, but the Kleva Built package has more than just cable attachments. We've also got probably the single most sought after landmine attachment in the entire home gym world. The Adrott Landmine was something that when it debuted was impossible to get a hold of. Apart from the Deadlift Jack, I think this is really what took Kleva Built to the moon. It's an incredible item that's gonna last you a lifetime. Doesn't matter if you've got a 2-inch hole rack or a 3-inch hole rack, this will fit on it and you can screw it into any hole that you want. These little guys screw right on and off very simply with some twist knobs, and you can lock it anywhere on your rack. The thing I love about it is it comes with that magnetic attachment that allows you to store this thing upright. We've all had a landmine that just flops all over the place when you're not using it. It just gets in the way and you're standing on it, stepping on it, or banging your shins on it. But this guy with that little magnet, it's so simple. It just keeps it out of the way. And you can store it upright or you could store it horizontally. It works in either orientation for whatever your setup is. I've actually been using it horizontally now for the last couple of months and I really like it. Now, if you don't do landmine work, you're probably not all that interested in this, but I would implore you to reconsider. In a home gym, we want as much versatility as possible, and there's no item in your gym that can have more versatility than your barbell. And with something like this, you don't need to go get yourself a beater barbell to do landmine work because the landmine you had is gonna scratch that thing up to pieces. This guy is lined with protective UHMW to make sure that your barbell shafts stay protected. And once you slip that thing in there, the amount of exercises you're gonna be able to do is nearly unlimited. If you need some inspiration, I made a video last year on all the different types of exercises you can do with a landmine. Go check that thing out. And I'm not saying there's not better alternatives, especially for some of your pressing movements. But if you're trying to unlock additional versatility in your home gym, a landmine is gonna open up every single one of those doors. Pushing movements, leg movements, and especially pulling movements. This is genuinely one of my favorite ways to train those pulling movements. Now, this thing goes out of stock more often than Pokemon cards when the scalpers get them. So if you see this thing for sale, go do yourself a favor and go grab one. Now, if you're a big hunk and strong man and you're doing some really heavy landmine work, or more likely some really heavy deadlifts, wouldn't it be nice sometimes to just have something that could, like, I don't know, pick up the weight for you? Oh, hey, look at that. Now, this is not a tool for breaking down doors inside of buildings that are on fire. Although I really think I could hit something with this and it would literally not impact this whatsoever. I think this is where it all started. This is the Genesis Deadlift Jack. You have seen this all over the internet. Maybe not this one, but the hundreds of millions of copycats. No, billions of copycats who have taken this very simple but incredible design and turned it into a commonplace item in just about every home gym in the world. If you do any amount of deadlifting, having something like this is such a nice thing to have. If you've been loading plates on by yourself and just doing that thing where you shimmy it up onto a plate or you awkwardly lift it up and slide another plate on there, that gets old really quickly, especially when you start deadlifting 400, 500, 600 pounds. Something like this though, you just slip that barbell in there, lift it up, and it's secure. You can slide those plates on and off very simply. You do one end at a time with this, and when you're done with it, go put it back in the corner or go hang it on the pegboard where you can keep it. It's super lightweight and super tiny, but it adds a lot of functionality and ease in that tiny package. Is this something you need? No, you could definitely make do without it. Is this a nice to have? Absolutely. And truthfully, this is definitely my third place pick out of all these attachments. I'm gonna go with that Atlas multi-grip. I'm gonna go with that Adrott Landmine. And then I'm going for the Genesis Jack every single time. Literally weighs 2 pounds. Even if you don't have a home gym, you could throw this thing in your gym bag and take it to your commercial gym or wherever you go train. And the UHMW is going to keep that barbell protected as well as that floor protected and make sure that nothing is slipping out of place, keeping you safe. It really can't be overstated how nice this thing is. Now, as you've heard me say many times on the channel, versatility is my #1 qualifier for any piece of home gym equipment. For so many, space and funds are a limiting factor and the first thing they consider when purchasing home gym equipment. Almost every cable attachment that you can buy in the market can do multiple different things. They're versatile, but few can also do landmine work. Now, there are ways around that and we can rig stuff together to make that happen, but the Rep Kleva line just has that built into it. It's in its DNA. It's in the core of its functionality. If you're looking to build out your home gym or you're looking to upgrade those stock cable attachments that came with your grandpa's equipment 75 years ago, well, these do more than just check that box. They exemplify the versatility and smart buying that you should be exhibiting in every purchase you make for your home gym. Now, this all sounds great, but what's not to like? Well, it's just small things, really. Let's start with a perhaps obvious, but also maybe not obvious one. The Atlas multi-grip is pretty big. It's not like obscenely big, but if you buy this, you're gonna wanna check your rack clearances. It's pretty wide, so if you've got a smaller setup or a smaller lat pull down, this may be a little bit overwhelming for that setup. It's lightweight though, so it's not gonna drag that thing all over the place or make that weight stack come collapsing down. It hangs low, like we said, so you're gonna be bound to hit your head on this a couple times. Just check your rack clearances and always be wary of where this thing is at if it's overhead. Next up, and perhaps most obvious, this stuff is just not cheap. The cheapest attachments here are those tricep attachments, and those retail for $69.99, with the Adrott Landmine and the Atlas multi-grip topping up near that $200 mark. I know a lot of you are gonna say, but BJ, Amazon has these things for like $4. Yeah, they do. They do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna deny that. And look, I'm not gonna say you're not gonna be able to get the same quality of workout with those attachments. But I am gonna tell you that the quality, the feel, and what I know is gonna last me a lifetime with this purchase justifies the price point on these things. Many of you are looking to upgrade things in your home gym and buy things that will last you forever. You don't want to be buying something new every time it breaks, which is like every season with some of these smaller things. And some of you just have this moral obligation to not buy copycat products, and that is totally fine and respectable. And so if you're looking to do that and you want to buy things that feel as premium as the items at your commercial gym, but at a price point that's a little bit more approachable for your home gym, these are going to allow you to do that. And lastly but not least, my final complaint may be the biggest one. And it's something that you're probably not going to notice unless you look at the fine print, but it's the warranty. Now, they do come with a warranty. They come with a 3-year warranty, actually. But these things are really solidly built by a premium brand with incredible craftsmanship and care. A 3-year warranty doesn't feel like it belongs with all of those other things. I get it, people destroy stuff. But I feel like in a home gym, people are a lot more careful with their equipment, with the things that they buy. And maybe if you had a lifetime warranty on it, this would lead to irrational customers thinking that every time they scratch it or do something reckless with it, they could just call up Bob at Rep and be like, hey Bob, I need a new one. And Bob would be like, well, I can't give you a new one because this is the 37th you've scratched in the month of March. Come on, Kyle, stop scratching up your landmine attachments. But a lifetime warranty feels like it's in line with a premium item set and a premium brand. Rep has done an incredible job of building themselves up to this truly premium brand in the last 5 years. I remember when COVID first hit, Rep was kind of this brand that people were like, I don't know, I guess they're this Chinese importer. It's probably okay. And truthfully, most of us just needed equipment, so we just bought whatever we could get our hands on. But now, they're one of the big 3. But they've done it in a way that still allows them to be affordable, respected, and a brand that pumps out quality equipment that really adds value to your gym. So with all of those core values in mind, it feels like a lifetime warranty fits right in there. It says, we stand by our products. I don't doubt that Rep stands behind these products at all. In fact, I am firmly believing that these will last a lifetime. But it's one of those things where I was reading the product page and I just said to myself, well, you're offering a warranty. Why not a lifetime warranty? I don't know. I'm sure some of you are going to argue with me in the comments about this one, and I'm ready for it. I know I'm not always right, and I'm probably wrong about this one. But it'd be nice to know that if this thing had any weld failures or anything like that after that 3-year mark, that this thing would be covered. And who knows, maybe Rep's customer service would still take care of you. They are known to have some pretty incredible customer service. Look, I've really loved using these over the last couple months. It's been awesome, and I'm very thankful that Rep sent these over to let me try them out, put them through the paces, and do a review for you guys. I still think they are an incredible purchase in 2026, and I'm actually excited to see what else Rep can do, if not with Kleva Built, with other makers as well. These collaborations are an amazing thing for the home gym community, and it's putting out some incredible products to the masses. So if you're looking to me to say which ones you should buy, again, you gotta get that Atlas multi-grip. I think this is the biggest bang for your buck and gonna add a ton of options to your pool days. After that, I'm absolutely getting the Adrott Landmine. This thing is fantastic. It's got an incredible range of motion, and the fact that it stores with a magnet just makes it so nice to use. Not just when you're actually using the landmine, but when you're storing it away and just keeping it out of your footpath. And then lastly, this fireman's axe, deadlift jack, is one of those things that I think is just gonna really make it a much better and more pleasant experience in your day-to-day workouts. Let me know what you think. What would you buy first? What would you buy last? What do you think is the biggest waste of money out of all of these? And what would you like to see Rep and Kleva Built do in the future? Are there other collaborations you'd love to see between Rep or even just other brands in general? If you want to go check any of these out for yourself, I'll have links for each of them down in the description. And if you use code IronClinic at checkout, it's going to save you some bucks and help support the channel. I really appreciate that, guys. We've been doing an awesome thing here, and the channel growth in the last year has been incredible. I'm excited to bring you guys more of these types of things. So let me know down in the comments what else you want to see me review, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again next time. Thanks again for being here, everybody. Keep being great, keep pushing forward, and keep getting better every day.